Let's talk a little bit more about breathwork. So in the other video, I talked about how breathwork has all these benefits when it comes to singing. And the reason why I think a little bit more context is required, because a lot of times people believe that breathwork is just here to increase lung capacity. While that's not completely untrue, it would be sort of incorrect to restrict the vast array of uses that breathwork has and just bring it all down to improving lung capacity, because there are other things that are far more important than how much air your lungs can hold. But when it comes to practicing breathing exercise, the intention is to exhale that air with more control. In other words, improve your mileage, the exhalation mileage. So no matter how much air you're holding in your lungs, it could be a teeny tiny bit or it could be a lot of air. What you should have is ample control over these muscles, which help you release that air in a free and a controlled manner. That is what a breath support means, and that is what a lot of breathing exercise tend to aim for. But let's think of another analogy which might help you understand in what way the body generally manifests these imbalances which create vocal limitations for us. This is an example that I give to a lot of my new students when they're just starting out. So I want you to pick up on the broader concepts here. So let's imagine you're watering plants with a pipe. Now, how do you control the flow of water that is coming out through the pipe? There are two ways to do it. One, you can squeeze the mouth of the pipe and manipulate the width of the pipe, and as a result, control how much distance and how much pressure. And the other way to also control the water pressure is to adjust the water pressure from the tap directly. Now, the thing is, let's look at this analogy and bring it and apply it to singing. So when you think of the vocal apparatus, you have the tap, which is your core. That's really where the exhalation is being controlled from to a large extent. But that's not the only factor. You also have the mouth of your pipe, which is the throat. Now, it would be incorrect to say that there is no activity happening here. There is a little bit of alteration and adjustment in the width of the pipe. But the problem is that most people have no support from the tap and only over manipulate the throat. That is really where the problem starts to begin. So imagine you're doing that with the watering example. Imagine the water flow at the tap is just uneven all over the place, and you're just constantly having to let go and squeeze the pipe. It's so straining, and it's also not very effective. If the water at the pipe is just all over the place, coming out at different pressures and at different speeds, if you just squeeze the mouth of the pipe, you wouldn't go too far with that, because that is not a good way. And plus, it's also going to hurt your hand. So you're not going to have any predictability. It's stressful, and it's also ineffective, just simply put. So you need a combination of these two factors. You need some help from the tap. So you need a constant, consistent, and the right amount of water coming out from the tap. And you can adjust the distance by carefully and subtly manipulating the mouth of the pipe. When you combine these two, that's when the best results are guaranteed. And that's exactly the same when it comes to your singing voice as well. When you have over manipulation from up here, you end up with all sorts of problems. You need that required support and that control and that, I'd say, consistent work in these muscles down below here in your core, which basically includes your abdomen, your pelvic floor, your back, your chest, all of these big muscle groups, right? So these form the part of your core, and they are what's supporting your breath. That is really what breath work is all about. We are trying to take these natural reflexes, which are already inbuilt in your body. They're already there. It's not that breath support is a new skill. It's already there in your body, but just due to the habits that you've developed over time with respect to using your body or using your voice or posture related things, you may not be getting the right amount of support from the muscles in your core, as other things like laughing or coughing would elicit that response naturally. That is really going to be what we're going to talk about in the course of these lessons that we're going to do as part of the breathwork course. So I would encourage you to check out the page and reach out to me for more details. This is really wonderful material. I believe that anybody who uses the voice extensively will immensely benefit from the lessons. So reach out and see you.